Hey man, it's me, Kevin Smith, the annoying voice of podcasting, and you're listening to the non-annoying Three Guys in a Flick.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
You're 5'0" nothing, 100 and nothing, and you barely have a speck of athletic ability. And you hung in there with the best college football players in the land for 2 years. And you're going to walk out of here with a degree from the University of Notre Dame. In this life, you don't have to prove nothing to nobody but yourself. And after what you've gone through, if you haven't done that by now, it ain't never going to happen. Now go on back.
Three guys and a flick with Don, Ken, and John. Dive into the movies well after the dawn. From the good to the bad to the wildly absurd. They give a fuck about films. Their voices are heard.
Welcome back. You are listening to Three Guys in a Flick. This is where we review the good, the bad, and the absurd. Tonight's episode, Rudy. Beware spoilers. Coming to you from the sidelines of Notre Dame, my name is Don. And to my right, we have the comic book guy, John.
Howdy-ho.
And to my left, we have the professor, Ken.
Hello, everybody.
How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm feeling kind of puny. These guys, they are really big guys. I mean, like, they are like brick walls next to me here.
Well, they're big for you.
Well, yeah, and if you had any ounce of athleticism, comic book guy, I'm sure you would do great. As for me, I'm ready to get in there with those fuckers.
Doesn't he kind of remind you of Rudy?
He would. I imagine him like in that uniform, and you'd be about the right size.
Which is funny because I was quite the opposite playing football. But that's funny. Tonight we are talking about Rudy. Rudy comes to us from the Bronco helmet and was submitted by a good friend of the show, Tatiana. And I believe this is one of the first movies that she submitted way back when we started in 2020. So we are finally getting to it.
Do you know what's also special about this movie?
What's that?
This is one of my father's favorite movies. He was excited to hear that we were reviewing it, and he said he'll be listening.
Oh, I can't wait for Rick to listen to this.
No F-bombs tonight.
Okay, I will try to limit the usage of my F-bombs, but I can't promise.
Well,
that I won't say it at all.
Well, for fuck's sake, do it.
Rick, that was your son. So thanks, Tatiana, for throwing it into the Bronco helmet. I hope you and Rick enjoy the episode.
Better late than never.
Released on October 15th, 1993, Rudy was directed by David Anspaugh, written by Angelo Pizzo, and it stars Sean Astin, Ned Beatty, Charles S. Dutton, Lily Taylor, Robert Prosky, Jon Favreau, Vince Vaughn, and a bunch of other football players and fans.
How'd this movie do, Don?
This movie was made for $13 million and brought in $23 million.
I would have thought, for all the hype this movie has, that it would have done better than that.
I don't know. Back in 1993, I don't know how many sports movies you had out. And I do remember that. Do you guys remember the movie The Program with James Caan? It was about Florida State football.
I never saw it,
Halle Berry.
but now that you talk about it, I do remember it.
I've heard about it.
Yeah, so this the program comes out a couple of weeks after Rudy and does way better at the box office. Yeah, for some reason, Rudy doesn't take, but Rudy becomes, I don't want to call it a cult classic, but Rudy becomes one of the most revered sports movies out there.
Anytime you see Sean Astin at a Comic-Con or convention or whatever, there's always got to be people chanting Rudy.
Oh, absolutely. How can there not be, right? That's kind of like a no-brainer. Did you guys see this in the theater?
No, this is a Blockbuster rental.
It was my first time seeing it.
Really?
Yeah, I think I had seen bits and pieces of it, but I had never watched it all the way through.
Huh, interesting. It makes sense.
I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about this movie.
Never been a huge sports movie fan. Sports movies and war movies, I just never really got into.
Yeah, no, I get that. And so I didn't realize this was your first time.
All right.
So yeah, I'm interested to hear what you got to say.
I popped my Rudy
too.
cherry.
Oh, nice. Rick, that's your boy.
Oh, thank God. I'm just going to take the high road on that. So we are talking about a sports movie. You just brought this up. So, John, what is your most favorable sports movie? You probably don't have a favorite sports movie.
No, I do. I absolutely have a favorite sports movie.
Wait, let me.
And it was an easy get. Easy one.
Yeah, let me guess. Dodgeball.
100%.
Yeah.
Dodgeball.
Yeah.
On the Ocho.
And it very much does classify as a sports movie. So that's not a bad pick.
All right.
What about you?
I got a boy. I really like Bull Durham.
That's a solid pick as well with my beloved Kevin Costner.
I kind of thought you were going to go with Sandlot, but go on.
Sandlot's good. Sandlot's great. But for me, my favorite sports movie is Rocky. Followed very closely. Followed very closely, if not tied with Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans is a perfect movie. And when we get there and it is in the helmet, I mean, $5.
You know, I know Rocky's a sports movie. It is a sports movie, but come on, you know, the third act is the boxing match. The first two acts, it's not a sports movie. So yeah, but still, it is a sports movie.
Wait, it is or is not a sports movie, good sir?
I just find it to be loosely a sports movie.
Neither one of you said basketball.
No.
Maybe in my top 10.
Top 10.
And as for the length of said sports in said sports movie, Rudy's an interesting choice too, because for the first hour we get no sports.
Mm-hmm.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it for a little bit.
I'm smoking it.
All right.
So, John, you mentioned The Sandlot. That is a movie that we reviewed. There are 5 other movies from 1993 that we have reviewed. Can either one of you name 2 of the other 5 movies that I unofficially counted?
Tombstone.
Tombstone is one.
Yes. Because we did this the last fucking time we did a 93 movie. I feel like 93 is becoming our most popular year. It wasn't Far and Away, but I did. Oh, A Few Good Men.
Few Good Men. Ding, ding, ding.
And how many are left? 3?
3.
Including Rudy?
Not including
Rudy.
Rudy.
Okay, so 3 more.
So Rudy,
93.
Rudy will make our 7th 1993 movie.
Damn. There wasn't a Back to the Future then.
No, dude. There wasn't a Back to the Future then. What are they?
Well, you have The Nightmare Before Christmas.
That was the other one. I always forget that.
And you have Demolition Man.
Oh, solid.
And you have the number 1 grossing movie for 1993.
And that was a franchise of some sort?
Lethal Weapon?
I like where your head's at, John, but no, it wasn't Lethal Weapon.
Get your tongue out of my asshole, Gary. Jurassic Park.
Oh, duh. And we just did Jurassic Park.
Yes, we did.
I know.
I
my man, Superman Tanker's listening is going, you dumb fucks.
You just swore again.
Oh, goddamn. I mean, gosh darn it. I'm sorry, Rick.
I want to know how many sports movies we have reviewed.
How many sports movies we have reviewed?
We've done basketball. We've done dodgeball.
Sandlot. Rocky. Did we do a baseball movie? The Natural.
We did The Natural.
Which was one of my dad's suggestions.
Yep. Rudy. But fuck. I mean, heck. There's a lot.
This is going to be a really difficult show for you.
Butt fuck is a sport?
Oh, listen to this guy. It depends on what country you're in and how much you're into it. So let's talk about this cast a little bit.
I think about this point, my dad has stopped listening, so you're probably okay.
Okay.
Good job, guys.
So this movie is directed by David Anspaugh, who previously did Hoosiers. Have you guys ever heard of this guy?
I had not, but I also never watched Hoosiers.
Not a bad basketball movie.
Yeah, Gene Hackman, he's good in it.
Yeah. What's his name? Dennis Hopper.
Oh, yeah.
Wins the Academy Award, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Had you heard of him?
No, outside of Hoosiers, I haven't really heard of him. But, I mean, he did a decent enough job for this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this cast. What'd you guys think of Samwise Gamgee as
Sean Astin?
as the main character?
I actually got an opportunity to work with him at a convention. I got to sit with him all day. He's really a nice guy. And I thought he did a fantastic job in this movie.
Yeah, we saw him on a panel, remember?
Mm-hmm.
The 3 of us?
Yep.
And he told some great stories.
Yep.
So, yeah, I thought he was wonderful in this. He'll always be Mikey from the Goonies
Yep.
to me. But, Yeah, this story and this movie isn't what it is without Sean Astin. And in 93, I don't know who else you could have cast or who else was up for it, but Sean Astin has such an innocence in his eyes. And every time someone tells Rudy no in this, my heart breaks, but his motivation is just increased.
You know what was most amazing about Sean Astin in this movie?
What's that?
Is no matter what happened in this movie, whether he was wearing the helmet, taking off the helmet, his hair was always perfect. Did you notice that?
Yes, and I was quite jealous.
I know. That guy had some good hair.
I fucking love Sean Astin's hair. Ned Beatty, this is actually, I believe, our second Ned Beatty film. Would you guys think of him as the Pops?
His portrayal of his dad, I'm guessing, is probably fairly accurate. He is an Allentown, Billy Joel's Allentown type of dad.
Yeah, he very much is.
And with that, it's just like, man, what a gray cloud to be living under, having him as your dad.
Yeah.
You got right away that you're dealing with a gentleman who his spirit has already been crushed before, so he doesn't have any faith that his kids will do any better than him.
Yeah, and he's kind of really set in his ways, right? I mean, we're Rudigers. We're not going to amount to much, but we are diehard Irish fans, right? We're Notre Dame fans. And all Rudy wants to do is make his pops proud. But those conversations when he has to have with Rudy, like, you're better off not following your dreams. I mean, it had to be hard. And I thought that Ned Beatty did a really good job.
Yeah, he definitely, sells his part well.
Charles S. Dutton.
I feel like Charles stands out in everything he does. One of my favorite TV shows used to be a show he was on called Rock. I don't know if you ever watched it.
No, but I remember it.
He is just a standout actor, in my opinion.
And I think he shined very bright in this film. Mm-hmm. I think he is part of the heart of this film, along with Sean Astin. Yeah. Their chemistry together is really good.
I'm not a huge fan of Alien 3. But even he was good in that movie.
Bite your fucking tongue. Sorry, Rick. Underrated. We'll get there.
Fortune's character is somebody that is an encapsulation of a couple of different people. And when you have a docudrama such as this, it is not unusual to have the actual real life deviate from what is being told in our movie story. And this is something that can be a little deflating sometimes, having the truth come forward about, this is what really happened. So here you are, you're loving it, what you're seeing on screen, and then you find out after the fact that, it wasn't really quite like that. And this is something that people are, sometimes they get uppity about, that didn't really happen.
Sure, and I understand that. However, the flip side to that coin, for me, is good. There were more characters that played a bigger part, but essentially does everything that Fortune does. Cool. Let's wrap that up and let's move along the story and let's compact it. So, sure, does it surprise me that Fortune was a mixture of a bunch of different characters? Not at all. Knowing that, for me, doesn't take away the performance from Charles S. Dutton and the character relationship between Rudy and Fortune in this movie.
I knew ahead of time, before going in this movie, a lot of what did happen and what didn't happen. I had heard the story before. So going into it, I was trying to focus more on the story and instead of based off of a true story, if that makes sense. I wanted to just focus on the characters in this movie and the story and not think, this is how it really happened.
Which I'm really proud of you for, because in previous podcasts, you get kind of all kinds of uppity about it not following the original story closer. Not 100%, because no one's ever going to do that, but as close as they can.
Yeah,
right?
And they took a lot of liberties in this movie.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, the cinematic ending of this, I mean, come on. Anybody else stand out in this cast for you?
I like D-Bob.
A young, thicker Jon Favreau?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot that he was in this movie, but his character kind of was there and encouraged Rudy
I thought he
along.
was a delight. I liked the relationship between him and Astin, and I thought he was a great character. Mm-hmm. Was he a real character? Do we know?
Yes, he was. In fact, he had a cameo in the movie. In the bar scene, the bartender was the real D-Bob.
Nice. And Rudiger's in it too.
Yeah.
Rudy.
What'd you guys think of D-Bob?
D-Bob was a fun character because, he is going to be somebody that is sprinkled throughout the movie, and we get these fun moments when, he's cajoling Rudy, what about her? What about her? And so with that, it's like, okay, he has keys to help unlock things for Rudy, but on the other hand, he needs Rudy's help too because he wants to hopefully get a girl.
Yeah. And I mean, it essentially turns Rudy into a pimp.
I kind of thought the same thing.
But hey, pimps don't cry. Pimps don't cry. Did you know that Vince Vaughn was in this?
I heard he was in it, and I tried to look for him, and I missed him, but you told me where he was.
Yeah, he's the tailback. Him and Rudy get into it in practice, and I believe his credit on this was Vincent Vaughn. So very early Vincent Vaughn. And it barely looks like him. It almost looks like an AI version of him. That's what AI's done to us.
Yeah.
Did you notice him?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the actor's name, but the actor who played Frank, apparently there was no Frank in real life.
His brother.
Yeah, he was another character that he was supposed to represent everyone who ever doubted Rudy. What do you think of his inclusion in this movie, the character of Frank?
I thought he was fine. I didn't know he wasn't actually real, but I don't think it changes anything. You have your doubters, and I thought that them being brothers and, at the end they, kiss and make up essentially. I mean, I thought it was a fine arc. What do you think?
Yeah, because, when you have somebody that cuts you emotionally, it's one thing to get that out in the world, but it's another thing when you are cut emotionally, when you are at home behind closed doors in the safe zone, if you will, to have somebody like that, that is right by your side, all of a sudden just cut you, you feel it a little bit more. And so with that, I think that it was a wise inclusion to encapsulate all of the death by 1,000 cuts that Rudy experienced during his time of, I'm going to play for Notre Dame.
And it's funny that because you say death by 1,000 cuts, every time throughout the movie, whenever Sean Astin said something along the lines of, I'm doing this because I'm going to show everybody that I can do it, I swear to God, I fucking cried.
You mean you cried?
Huh?
You didn't effing cry, you cried.
Oh, did I say it again? Geez, see, it's so bad I don't even know that I'm saying it.
Sorry, Dad.
Wait, what about you, John? Did you?
Did I cry?
Yeah.
I'm going to say no.
No, I didn't cry. The thing I kept thinking throughout this movie is they kept introducing these different women into Rudy's life, and I'm thinking, oh, he must end up with her. Oh, he must end up with her. Oh, this is going to be his love interest in the movie. No, they swerved me the whole movie.
Okay, so I figured it out, Ken. I figured it out. John was never a sports guy or like war movies or whatever.
That was my brother.
Because he was always thinking about getting the girl. So he was more of a D-Bob, right?
Potentially, yeah.
I needed you in my life to be my wingman.
Oh my God, see, it all just came full circle.
Yeah, I was too busy having girlfriends.
Yes, you fucking slut. What'd you guys think of the score?
Come on.
That's a serious question, bud.
What? This movie is not Rudy without that score.
There was more than just band music in this movie.
Oh,
fuck off.
Yes, very much, sir.
Oh my gosh. The movie is carried because of the music. The Rudy theme, when you have the horns playing during the practices, when you have I think it's a flute that plays, sort of the Rudy theme. It just emphasizes, so many emotional cues throughout this movie about how we're supposed to be feeling as we're watching it.
Sure. And this is composed by Jerry Goldsmith, who
I guess he's done a bunch of things, hasn't he?
He's kind of like I mean, he's one of the greatest, right?
Yeah, he's somebody who really makes us feel things in movies. You know, he's not John Williams, but he has a ton of scores. He only has one Oscar, and it's for The Omen. But he's probably most well known for Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Sure. And
well, now I'm interested.
He also did Alien and
Poltergeist, Chinatown, Planet of the Apes, Gremlins, LA Confidential, Total Recall, Mulan, Air Force One, The Mummy, Basic Instinct, Hoosiers.
Yes, but the two that really caught my eye, which I really fell in love with him, Rambo 3 and Lionheart. Anybody? Lionheart? Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I love me some Lionheart.
In the helmet, please, and thank you. So, and I absolutely agree with you, Professor. The score definitely carries this film. And we've talked about that before in other films, right? If you take the big ones, Star Wars, Jaws, Superman, Jurassic Park, all of them. If you take out that score, it's still a pretty good fucking movie. It's not as perfect as they are, but they're still pretty fucking good. You take the score out of this movie, it's meh at best.
At best.
You know what I mean?
This score tells us how we're supposed to feel.
Yeah, and our most recent example of this has been The Man of Steel, right? How Hans Zimmer's score saves that film that's you and me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I was mildly confused because we haven't reviewed that yet.
No, I just meant in everyday
listeners.
Life. It's in there.
Hint. It is?
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay.
Yeah, so was Superman 2025.
All right.
So there you have it.
So yeah, this score is so important in giving us our emotional resonance that gives us the satisfaction that we get by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Professor, you mind if I take over for trivia tonight?
Would you please?
I will, in fact.
I think the professor wants an ass kicking.
First question. In the beginning of the movie, Rudy is playing football with his brothers, and I think his dad is playing too. What was the color of his helmet?
Don.
It's
gold.
It was a gold helmet.
Of course
Correct.
it was.
1 point to Don. In high school, what was Rudy's football number?
Ken, 67.
No.
Okay, it was 65.
65 goes to Don.
I pulled that one right out of my ass.
Third question. Pete helps Rudy celebrate his birthday with what dessert treat?
Ken.
A
Hostess cupcake.
A Hostess cupcake.
Damn it.
1 point to Ken. Fourth question. When Rudy comes home to show his dad his grades, what were his grades?
Ken.
1A,
3Bs.
1A, 3B. It is all tied up.
Yes, Captain. Thank you.
Okay, this is coming down for the final point. When Rudy gets on the Notre Dame team, what is his number?
Don.
It's
45.
Don
it
takes
is 45
it for this week. Congratulations, Don.
Well, thank you. And good game.
Good game.
Good game. In 1960s Joliet, Illinois, Daniel Rudy Rudiger dreams of playing football for Notre Dame, but he doesn't have the grades, the money, or the size to make it happen. After high school, he joins his father and brothers working at a steel mill. His best friend Pete is his only real supporter, constantly encouraging Rudy to chase his dream. When Pete is tragically killed in a mill explosion, Rudy decides to leave everything behind and pursue Notre Dame. In 1972, Rudy visits the campus but learns he's academically ineligible. With the help of Father Kavanaugh, he enrolls at nearby Holy Cross College with hopes of transferring later. While working at Notre Dame Stadium, he meets the gruff but kind-hearted groundskeeper Fortune, who secretly helps him by leaving blankets and keys to the office so Rudy has a place to sleep. All right, so this movie opens up with a little bit of home video. I guess it looked like home video. I guess it didn't necessarily have to be, but it's Rudy as a little kid, and he's in the backyard playing football, and so we immediately know that this is going to be a football movie. But you know that going into it being Rudy.
And right away, we get our first instance of someone crushing his dream.
Yeah, his brother.
Yeah, basically telling him, he's like, I'm going to play football for Notre Dame. And they're like, no, you're not.
Yeah, and if you've ever had an older brother, that's what fucking happens. I've been there. I was the youngest. I never got to pick on anybody.
My brother was always very supportive of my dreams.
I think that's why I pick on you two.
No, he wasn't. But he's a good brother.
We open up with a family dinner, and we kind of get to know the family and Rudy's story.
The biggest thing I noticed is they were eating spaghetti.
Yeah, well, who didn't, right?
They had a lot of siblings in that house.
Yeah.
Well, Dad also asked, and who are you? Well, it wasn't like, who are you, and what's your name? There was a boy and a girl.
Oh, that's right.
I loved the girl when he said, oh, so or someone said, this is Rudy's girlfriend. He's like, no, she's not. And she's like, yes, I am.
And it's funny because we also get a scene where Rudy and the girlfriend are looking at a house. Mm-hmm. And so you're thinking, oh, wow, that's kind of quick, right out of high school. And we know they're graduating high school because we get Rudy at football practice. And so I think this is the first bit of sports we get, and will probably be the last bit of sports we get until we get into the last 54 minutes of this film. Mm-hmm. But
the key thing is again, like we were mentioned earlier, there was no Frank. There was also no girlfriend. So there wasn't this whole...
Oh, they put that in for dramatic effect?
They put that in as well.
I kind of felt like that was forced.
Because eventually the girlfriend supposedly ends up with Frank. There is no Frank.
Oh, that's kind of a mind farking thing.
Good work.
If you sit and try to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get after high school, this is the last time you wear your jersey. 4 years later.
But you notice all the way along, like in that beginning, like dinner scene, we get introduced to Pete. Then on the football team, here's Pete with Rudy again. You kind of see that they have been together this whole time. They're building up this friendship between the two of them as best friends.
Oh yeah, I bought that right away. Mm-hmm. And what struck me funny is when it does say 4 years later, I start doing the math in my head, and I'm like, he's 22 when he starts college.
I did the same thing.
How can you not do that? You have to do the math.
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing. In real life, he never worked at the steel mill. Do you know what he actually did for those 4 years?
Fuck off?
He joined the Navy.
Oh, he couldn't hack it in the Navy?
So no, he did a 4-year term in the Navy. And the crazy thing is you notice that duffel bag that goes with him everywhere throughout the movie.
Is that the Navy bag?
It's the Navy bag, and even says it has the initials for the U.S., United States Navy on it.
Oh, that's funny. And so we get life 4 years later, and he's working at the mill, and he's telling everybody, oh, I would love to go play for Notre Dame.
He even gets that gift from Petey on his birthday.
The Notre Dame Letterman's jacket. Mm-hmm. But we also are told early on that Rudy's no scholar, and he's not very big, and the chances of him playing college football anywhere slim to none, right? Even in that last day of practice as high schoolers. Mm-hmm. So already the odds are stacked against him.
And even when he tries to get on the bus to go visit Notre Dame, he's told, don't even bother. You're not going anywhere.
I know, and that's by a priest.
I know. That was a kick in the balls.
What a dick.
This isn't a sightseeing tour.
Well, thanks. I want to go there.
You think just even letting him go might inspire him to do better.
Well, maybe it was too late. And back then, I mean, things were very rigid and strict, per se. And so during this whole time, Pete is totally supportive. And Pete is totally, you got to follow your dream. You got to do your thing.
He's the only one who's supporting him.
Yeah. And, I like to think that at some point, everyone should have someone like that in their life.
Yeah, they should, Don.
Yeah, well, I support you in most things, okay? And you too there, guy. But I forgot, and I had seen this years ago, not in the theater, but definitely rental. And I had forgot about the whole Pete arc. And they're at work one day and something goes crazy and we have an accident and Pete dies.
You know what's the great thing about watching a movie with my father?
What's that?
Is here I am watching it for the first time and we're in the steel mill and my dad's like, oh, this is where the really depressing scene happens. This is where he loses Pete.
Huh.
And I went, thanks, Dad.
Huh. I wonder
You think that might be where like I might get it from?
Yeah. How does it feel? I guess that's a better.
It set me up to avoid the heartache, so I appreciate it. Thank you, Dad.
You're so full of shit. Oh, that's funny. But so Pete dies, and Rudy's pretty broken up about it, and he decides right then and there at the funeral. He can't wait till the funeral's over. He can't wait till the next day. He says, "You know what? I'm going to Notre Dame."
And not only that, I'm breaking up with you.
Well, that kind of went hand in hand, right?
Yeah, and she's like, "I'm not going with you.
I'm not going to wait."
Yeah, and so he takes off. And this leads us to one of the scenes what we were talking about earlier with Ned Beatty being the dad. He goes to the bus station to talk Rudy out of it, really.
And gives him that cow story.
Yeah.
Well, he also, just to show even just a slight bit of support, but showing also his doubt in him is, I'll give you a week off from work.
Yeah.
But what the fuck when he says, choosing a stupid dream causes you and everyone around you heartache.
Spoken by someone who hadn't followed their dream or has been crushed by said dream. But that doesn't mean you need to palm that off on your kid.
Yeah, what the hell, man? That was brutal.
That was brutal. And I get being a realist at some point. However, you don't know unless you try. And
damn right.
And it was one of those moments where I really felt bad for Rudy because as a father, I couldn't imagine not supporting my children in what they wanted to do or what their dream is, no matter how cockamamie I think it is.
I got to give my dad props. He was always very supportive of my brother and I for whatever we wanted to do. When my brother wanted to play baseball, he supported him in getting, into college and playing baseball on a college team. Me, he never questioned anything I wanted to do or go for.
Yeah, he, what does Michael Keaton say in The Other Guys? Something about going to NYU to explore your bisexuality.
He did question how long it took me in college, but...
Yeah, you got there.
But he kind of said, hurry up and find your dream and get moving.
Yeah. And so he takes off. Not a plan. He just went. He has nowhere to stay, nothing to do, and he's riding the bus. And when he gets there, he talks to the
guard shack.
Yeah, and he's like, "I want to go to school here," and the guard's like, "Dude,
they don't open for hours.
Yeah, not at this time in the morning."
Yeah, well, what's wrong with you? And Rudy is so persistent; it's almost annoying, right? Surely there's got to be someone I can talk to, and I love what the guard does. You need a priest, son, and why not? We're on the campus of Notre Dame, and so we cut to inside. And again, Rudy's hair is perfect. And we meet Father Kavanaugh.
I love that the father thought at first, I got it right away, thought he wanted to become a priest and he was trying to talk him out of it.
Yeah. Well, are you sure you're ready to make this commitment, son? And it's one of those misunderstanding thingamadoodles. But I thought it was, and I like Kavanaugh's response. Rudy says, "I want to play football." And he's like, "What?" Poor Rudy.
But he helped set him up at Holy Cross College?
Yeah, junior college. He says, if you can get your grades, I will support you for, one semester, I think is what he says.
Right.
As long as you keep your grades up, you can continue on.
Right. And so Rudy is re-energized. He got somewhere. That was the first step. And what I had forgotten about this movie is how long it takes for him to get into Notre Dame.
Yeah, he doesn't get in until he's like 24 years old.
Well, I'm talking about runtime, bud.
Oh, yeah.
We're almost, yeah. And so now
we get a real quick little setup where we end up meeting Fortune, Coach Ash, and then D-Bob.
Yeah, because he goes to the stadium. He kind of breaks in. He climbs to that little chain thing, and he gets a run-in with Fortune who basically says, "You shouldn't be here." And he's like,
what are you doing here?
Like, I'm going to be playing on this field. I'm going to be on this team.
You're not supposed to be in here.
Do you even go to school here? No, not yet. And they move us along a little bit, and we see that he meets D-Bob, right?
D-Bob's like a TA in his class.
Right. Because we see that Rudy is taking this seriously. He's doing the studies. And
well, I liked how D-Bob really didn't seem that interested in him until he saw Rudy talking to a girl. And then he concocted in his head, I'll trade you tutoring for you to talk to girls for me.
Yeah.
And also briefly, like I said, we also meet Coach Ash. He introduces himself, and
he kind of storms into his office.
A little bit. But, he introduces himself, and I think he makes an impression on Coach here.
Who is coincidentally played by Damian Miller. No, he's Father Damien from The Exorcist. Yeah, Jason Miller. He's played by Jason Miller.
He was in 1 and 3.
Yeah, the priest in The Exorcist, which now that I look at him, I'm like, oh yeah, that is the fucking priest. But yeah, ballsy of Rudy. I just want to walk in and introduce myself and say, I will be playing for you someday. It was borderline cringy for me. I mean, but the coach was gracious, and he looks at him, and he's thinking, yeah, dude, you're totally going to be on this team.
I kept thinking when the coach was sitting there and Rudy was talking, all the coach was thinking is, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
Oh, because he's psycho?
Because he's just a psycho who stormed in his office. He's just going to entertain him until he can get him to leave.
Oh, maybe. And then we
get a little montage that happens where it's showing some of his campus time, where he's doing some of his studying, and then we get a little bit where he shows up to Fortune, and he more or less, wants to have something to do. He's willing to volunteer his time.
He wants to do anything that's connected to being part of the sports program, because he tries with that girl to be a booster until they find out he's not an actual member of,
He's not a student.
Not a student. So then he hits up Fortune to, can you give me a job? I'll work for free. But he gives him a job for minimum wage.
Yeah, I love how Fortune's like, you want to work for free? What? And Rudy's like, yeah, man, I just want to belong. I just want to be part of it. And Fortune's like, all right. And so you can tell that Rudy has kind of annoyed his way into Fortune's life. And now Fortune kind of, I don't want to say feels bad for the kid, but I think he wants to help.
Well, you notice in all the cases where he kind of worms his way in, he starts to, people start to warm up to him after a while. He kind of starts to get to them. Like when he's reciting all of the coach's speech in the locker room. And,
that was a nice scene.
And when he's telling all these, and you can kind of see, Fortune's face brighten as he's doing these things.
Yeah. He's like you said, he's repeating the speech from the coach that he practiced in the beginning with the record when he was a little kid. And just the Fortune could see the pure joy in Rudy, which brought, if not for a moment, joy to Fortune.
Yeah. The other was a big scene was when they were in the little area for the workers area with the lockers and everything, that he kind of, Fortune sees out of the side of his eye, Rudy unlocked that window because he realizes Rudy has no place to sleep. Rudy says he's not sleeping anywhere. So I think Fortune figures out real quick he's going to be sneaking back in here later.
Yeah, and after the booster club and all of that, and it does show him sneak back in. And then one time when Rudy comes back, he sees a key and
sheets,
a blanket
on the bed. And I like how he goes to Fortune and to say thank you, and Fortune's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know nothing about it. But the key and the blanket. You hear what I just said?
And it takes Rudy a minute to catch on, but yeah, and we know it was Fortune.
I feel like they made this whole thing with the Holy Name Cross just carry out as long as it did because we needed to get those 3 rejection letters.
So rules of 3?
Something like that.
We couldn't have sped that up just a little bit? At Holy Cross, Rudy befriends D-Bob, a quirky teaching assistant who helps him study in exchange for social advice, or being a pimp. After discovering Rudy has dyslexia, D-Bob teaches him strategies to improve his grades. Rudy works relentlessly to overcome his learning struggles. Even as his family doubts him and his girlfriend leaves him for his older brother, after 2 years and 3 rejection letters, Rudy is finally accepted into Notre Dame. he tries out for the football team as a walk-on. Despite being undersized and overmatched, his determination impresses Coach Joe Yonto, who adds Rudy to the practice squad. Though he never plays in games, Rudy earns the respect of his teammates for his heart and hustle. Rudy proudly tells Fortune, convincing him to come see his first real game someday.
So, what did you think of his little trip home for Christmas?
I thought it was kind of a kick in the balls.
Yikes.
I kind of felt like his dad was starting to warm up to it a little bit because he was proud of him for his grades.
Yeah, and because Rudy had never really gotten good grades, right?
Yep.
And so he comes home with good grades. And what I think Rudy overlooks throughout this whole process is he's getting a college education while he's doing all of this.
Yep.
And Fortune has to point it out to him sometimes. But yeah, his dad was like, dude, I'm proud of you. Right on. And then the bomb drops.
Well, even before that, when we have Rudy say, I can have you on, during Christmas, if you want to take on some shifts, he goes, no, tryouts start next week. And then dad, slumps his head down. Oh, here we go again. It's like, damn it, Dad.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
The one thing that kind of was bothering me throughout most of this movie was it seemed like Rudy was doing it for everyone else. He was doing it to prove people wrong. He was doing it for his dad. He kept saying, I want my dad to be proud of me. I'm doing this I have to get him to Notre Dame for my dad. At no time he was doing it for himself. Was this what he really wanted?
Yes. He wanted it for his dad. So
for his dad.
Right. But that's what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's what makes him feel full and whole.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to prove everybody wrong is for him.
Okay.
Yeah. And I understand what you're saying, but at least that's how I took it. Right. So yeah, they're at Christmas dinner and Rudy just gets there. And then Frank and Mary come in and he just kind of looks at him. And, I got to say, shame on you, Mom and Dad. You knew what was going on. You couldn't have given Rudy a heads up. Yeah. Do you really hate this kid that much?
I think it would have been nice for a heads up, especially if, his girlfriend could have wrote him a letter and said, by the way.
His brother? Anybody?
Well, his brother was a dick.
Anybody in that fucking house should have said something to him.
Preach it.
His brother was a jealous dick. But
yes,
I don't blame her or him for getting together. I mean, Rudy did leave her, and she had to move on with her life.
That was never in question.
No.
I don't think that was. I mean, as far as we're concerned, I mean, yeah, you're absolutely correct. They were broken up. They free to see whoever they wanted to see. All we're saying is a little heads up would have been nice.
Yeah.
And so he immediately leaves, and he's got to get out of there.
And then we get a little montage. Declined.
And then we get another little montage.
Well, we get really a build up too of him basically putting it out there for the audience of, if I get one more, I'm done. I'll basically go into my senior year. I'm done.
Because his eligibility to play football is running out.
Mm-hmm.
They don't take senior walk-ons, I guess is what the rule was. And so, yeah, like you were saying, rejection. And to tell you the truth, you say that there was 3, and I don't doubt that, but it felt like more to me while watching this movie. I felt like he was getting a rejection letter every other day. And I kept thinking, God, how long is this going to fucking take?
Well, it was supposed to represent every quarter.
No, I get it. I understand that. And for me, and you know what a curmudgeon I am, it was a bit long. That's what I'll say. It was a bit long. However, he gets one more fucking letter.
And what does he do?
He doesn't open it right away.
He goes, well, yeah, he doesn't open it right away. But then when he does, he goes home to show his dad.
Because that's what his goal was. Yeah. He was going to go, he wants his dad to be so proud of him.
And for a moment, his dad really is. I mean, his dad got on the microphone and told everyone in the steel mill, my son's going to Notre Dame.
When Ned Beatty gets the letter and he opens it up and he reads it, the expression, and I mean, it brought tears to my eyes. It's kind of from here moving forward. I cried through the whole fucking thing.
Did you hear what Frank said?
He didn't say anything, did he?
He did say, you did it. You did it.
Oh, yeah. I almost wanted Rudy to look at Frank and give him the finger and smile. Like a loving finger, like I give you guys.
The other thing I noticed is he was so excited about it. Do you notice he left the letter with his dad?
No, I think he gives it to him.
Well, he gives it to him. I mean, but he didn't take the letter with him.
Right. No, I think he wants his dad to have it.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah, and he is carefully placing it back into the envelope. This is some little moment of reverence towards this letter representing what Rudy has accomplished.
And this is just the first step, right? Because Rudy's ultimate goal is to get on that field, on the team to get on the field. And Pops was like, no, we're Rudigers. None of us go to Notre Dame. Well, I just proved you wrong this time. One more step to go.
This is also the turn in the movie where before it was showing, the whole movie was about Rudy getting into the college. Now the turn is he's got to get onto the team.
Yeah, and I erroneously said a few moments ago that he had to get to football practice during Christmas, but he wasn't in the school yet, so that wasn't accurate. It's at this point in the steel mill where he says, Dad's like, you want extra shifts? No, I practices start in a week.
we still on this, and this comes to my favorite part of the film,
the montage.
Well, from this to the end. Right, because now we're a sports movie. We had this great buildup.
Yeah,
it was a really good buildup. Thank you, Jerry Goldsmith,
because of the fucking music, man. So good.
A wee bit too long, but now it's like a new movie, right? Mm-hmm. And the montage, and I love the first one of him trying to get onto the team, and how he just gets his ass beat. But he does not give up.
So scrappy.
He also pops up every time he gets knocked down, even when he's almost knocked out.
I can do it, coach.
He pops back up.
Yeah, I love that. And every time he got knocked down, I always think of Rocky Balboa, where Rocky says, it doesn't matter how hard you get hit. All that matters is if you can get back up. And Rudy, every fucking time, gets back up. Sorry, Rick. But yeah, this montage is great. And then finally at the end of practice, Coach Yanto is like, I like this Rudiger kid. And everyone's like, are you out of your mind? He's like a midget.
Coach Ash is like, you guys figure it out.
Yeah. And he walks off.
Yeah.
The offensive coach is like, no, dude, no, not even close. And the defensive coach is like, oh, we're taking this kid. And I love how when they're sitting in the locker room and Rudy's talking to the other dude who's a legacy, I forget his name, but he's always on the team only because his dad played, his grandpa played. Mm-hmm. He's never dressed and gone out on the field, but he's on the team.
Yeah, his dad makes him do it. Otherwise, he won't pay for his tuition.
Right. And they're talking, and that coach comes in and says, Rudiger, I want to talk to you. And he starts telling him, if you can bring the same amount of intensity and heart to every single practice, then okay. And I like how dense Rudy kind of is, right?
Yeah.
He can't believe what he's hearing.
Yeah, because if you let up for even 1 second, then you're off the team. Wait a minute.
I'm on the team?
In order for me to be off the team, that means I have to be on the team. Is really good.
One of my favorite scenes, it comes up right after I think this, where Rudy goes back to Fortune on the field and puts the key on the ladder.
Oh, no, he holds it up to him.
Holds it up to him, and he's like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, still going along with the bit. And anyway, he puts it on the ladder, and I love the line. He says, you promised that if I dress, you'll come see your first game. Because we found out that Fortune has been there for years.
We don't know that just yet, but he does say, hey, kid.
We know that he hasn't gone to the game.
Yes.
We don't know why, but
yes.
Yeah.
Hey, kid, you ever dress? I'll be there.
I love that. I love those moments when a character will look at you and say, I'll be there.
So that, again, these were my favorite scenes. Any interaction between Rudy and Fortune, I think, were my favorite moments in this movie.
And yes, listeners, I'm tearing up again at this moment.
And this gave you nothing? No feels? Nothing?
That made me happy, I guess. I don't know.
Man.
No tears.
All right. So, listeners, all you need to know is that this definitely is a movie that you should not be chopping onions in. So, stay away from the onions because, that affects your tear ducts.
And then so as we go on, we get montage after montage of Rudy just getting the shit kicked out of him. And in between the practices, we see Rudy trying to convince his parents that he's actually on the team, that he made it.
And at the practices, he has actually a few players say, "Can you just stop? You're making us look bad."
Oh, I love those bits.
And he's like, "No, I won't. I promised I would give it my all."
Well, he says, if I stop and slow down, then I'm not doing my job in getting you ready. And the players are like, wow.
And that one moment when the offensive player, he's like, "What? He's playing so hard."
Yeah, and that's Vince Vaughn because he comes up and he hits him.
So wait, that is Vince Vaughn?
The number 33, when Rudy comes across the line and hits him, and he gets all, and then Vince Vaughn gets all pissed off and pushing at him like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Yeah, that was Vince Vaughn. And then coach comes out and goes, "You just earned your spot on the third team." Yeah, that was Vince Vaughn.
All right.
So. Yeah, and they're building up that Rudy is widely respected by the team, which I think is a win right there.
Yeah,
because he's 5'0". I mean, and they all care about him. And it was we're getting to see.
Whereas initially we had the big guys, hey, you're going to get yourself hurt out there. When he gives it that the big guy, he gives him that little talk. It's like, all right, man. And then we have a little moment where we have Rudy with his dad and both of his brothers, and they're in a bar and they're busy talking, and they're not on board yet. They're still pretty skeptical of Rudy.
Well, Frank is being a jerk to him, basically telling him he's just lying about everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we also get Mary, this girl he's kind of been courting through this whole time. Oh, so when they're at the bar and he buys Mary a drink and she introduces him to the player. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
That's Vince Vaughn. But she says, wow, your story's really interesting. I'd love to write a piece about you. And he said, only if I dress. If I dress, which means suit up for the game, you can write a story about me. Because what we're told is that the NCAA will only allow 60 players on the field for game day. And so there's 95 players on the team. And if you dress, that's super special. And if you dress is the only way that you go down in the history books as being a member of that team.
Yeah, you have to be at least for one play.
One play, that's right. So this is the goal for Rudiger. He wants to dress.
So he ends up heading into Coach Ash's office, and he very, very humbly asks for the opportunity to suit up for one game.
For next season. So he's already planning it in the coach's head, which is kind of smart, right? And Coach Ash says, yeah.
Well, he's at first he's like, every single game, we're expected to get to the national championship. So every single game's important. So he at first says, it's not going to happen. But Rudy keeps pushing and pushing. He goes, you know what? You've earned it. I'll give you one game.
Yeah. Which I'm thinking, yeah, dude, nice.
And then he quits.
Cut to. Coach Ash promises Rudy he'll get to dress for one home game during his senior year. But when Coach Ash retires, new coach Dan Devine refuses to honor that promise. Heartbroken, Rudy quits the team until fortune finds him and reveals he once played for Notre Dame, but quit because of racial discrimination, something he regretted ever since. He tells Rudy not to make the same mistake. Inspired, Rudy rejoins the team. Before the final home game of the 1975 season against Georgia Tech, Rudy's teammates lay their jerseys on Coach Devine's desk, demanding Rudy be allowed to dress. Devine finally agrees. With his family and friends in the stands, Rudy runs out onto the field in full uniform, and fortune is there to watch. Late in the game, the crowd begins chanting, "Rudy, Rudy." Devine finally lets him play. On the last play, Rudy sacks the Georgia Tech quarterback, and his teammates carry him off the field in triumph, the only Notre Dame player to ever be honored that way. An epilogue reveals that Rudy graduated in 1976, and 5 of his brothers went on to earn college degrees, all inspired by his example. Roll credits. So, coach gets fired or retires.
Retires, something like that.
And Rudy goes into the new coach's office, and he's fishing, right? He wants to know, am I still on the team? Because, I'm Rudy. And that coach is like, yeah, you're on the team. And so, he's on the team.
Which is interesting because when they were making this movie, they went to Dan Devine. They went to Dan Devine and asked if they could portray him as a villain. And he said, sure, that's no problem with me. You guys need a bad guy in a movie, make me the bad guy. He didn't realize how bad they were going to make him because in real life, he was very supportive of Rudy and he had no problem putting him in for 3 plays in the final game.
Yeah, but cinematically, that's not as fun.
Yeah, they needed to build for the tension at the end of the movie, another wall, another fence for him to break through.
Right. And so now we have another season to go through, but this time before every game, Rudy goes to check the list and he's constantly not on it.
It's like those rejection letters all over again.
Exactly. So, but this time I'm a little bit more invested because we got the games going on. And in the meantime, he's still having to prove to his parents that he's on the team, his brother, and even Mary. And there's a bit when he's a senior, he's dressed and he runs up to her in uniform and says, hey, what are you doing here? Don't I know you?
Yeah. Do I know you?
Yeah, which I thought is a cute moment because then she's like, oh, Twitter paid it. And
they don't end up together, by the way.
Who cares?
Okay,
I thought it was cute that they did what they did. Anyways, so montage, and finally it's the last game.
Yeah.
And he looks, and although the players are around him too, right? Because they want him to suit. And
well, he quits the team,
and he's
he's
devastated, man. Right? His one shot. This was it. And even though Coach Ash said he could, he understands that Coach Devine, it's his choice.
But he's done. He's put in all the effort, and he knows it's not going to happen, so he quits the team.
Even his buddy, the dude whose dad pays for his tuition, is like, I stayed on the team because of you. You inspired me to stay on the team. I was going to quit.
Yeah.
And Rudy's like, sorry, I'm out.
And that's when he tells Rudy, you're full of shit then.
Yeah, full of shit. And so he walks out, and he's staring at the stadium, and Fortune walks out. And I think this is a great moment.
This is the key moment of the movie.
And
little come to Jesus meeting.
Yeah. He's like, what are you doing? And Rudy says, I'm not going back. Forget this. Why? What's the point? What's the point? And it's here also where Fortune's like, you didn't belong here. You defied all of the odds, and you also got an education out of it, right? So you should probably go back.
He also says at this point, you have to realize you did this for yourself, and you did it just by yourself.
And you will regret it for the rest of your life because he shares about his own personal experience about how he quit the team when he was on it.
And Rudy's like, I thought you said you've never been to a game. And he says, I've been to a game.
I've never watched it from the stadium. I watched it from the field.
Right. He goes, I watched it from the sideline. And just for any listeners out there, if you ever watch a football game anywhere from Pee Wee to pro on the sideline, that's the way to do it. So the truth is out. Fortune went there, quit, regretted it, told Rudy, don't quit, go out there. And again, this score, right? As Rudy's dressed, he's walking onto the field, practice stop. I love the coach's response. He's like, God damn it, what the fuck is this now?
There was one thing that happened here that did make me laugh.
What?
Do you know what happened that made me laugh in this scene?
No, why would we know that?
The cliche, someone has to start the slow clap.
Oh, I loved it.
That one player just starts slowly clapping, and then everybody joins in, and then it gets faster and louder.
Okay, first of all, you have no heart because they were showing him nothing but love and respect, and for everything that he did and getting his ass beat day after day. I thought it was a beautiful moment.
As a filmmaker, would you seriously put a slow clap in one of your movies?
Yes, absolutely.
Or would it be as kind of a joke on the cliche of the slow clap?
Well, I wouldn't, unless my movie was intentionally a joke or a cliche, I wouldn't put it in for that reason. Yeah. I felt that this moment was very inspiring because of the music. And I like the slow clap, and I'm sorry it made you laugh.
Well, I was actually wondering too. I was wondering too, this movie was made a while back. I wonder if this was one of the movies that created the slow clap, whole cliche that maybe it was one of the earlier versions.
I doubt it. 93?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, it's old, but it's not that old. And so after practice, the coach is in his office and he's doing his paperwork. And one of the players walks in, and it's the player that was actually been sticking up from Rudy for all 4 years. If you go back and watch it, whenever someone's giving him shit, he's like, leave him alone. He's just doing his job, right? He comes in and says, Coach, I want Rudy to have my spot. And I love the line. I thought it was very well written. And apparently this never happened either.
No, this jersey scene didn't happen.
But I'm glad it does because
cinematically,
it makes me cry. He puts down the jersey and he says, I want Rudiger to play for me. And the coach is like, dude, no.
You're All-American.
You're a captain. Act like it. And the player's response, I believe I am. And I'm just like, oh, that's so good.
I did like how every player comes in afterwards and does the same. Rudy can have my spot. Rudy can have my spot.
I could have swore at some point the coach stopped and said, is the whole team out there? Because if so, save it. He can have a spot.
Did you know why he really got to play in that last game?
Because he asked nicely?
Well, Dan Devine had no problem putting him on the team, but also they had a player injured, so there was a spot to fill.
Oh, well, fate put Rudy into that game.
Also, several of the players did actually mention to the coach, Rudy really ought to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is fantastic. I mean, that is the true sense of the word team.
And the one thing that I really love, too, is that Rudy didn't expect to get to play. He just wanted to be on the sideline so his dad could see him in the uniform.
And when they're getting ready to run out of the tunnel and the player looks at him, he says, you ready for this? And Rudy just says,
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
He says, you lead us out. Again, tears.
I was going to say that one had to have made you cry.
Of course. Did it make you tear?
No.
Or no, maybe he says, I've been ready for this my whole life.
Something like that. Or I've been waiting for this my entire life.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But the fact that he says, lead the team out. Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
I'm tearing up now. And so we get to the game and, we have 4 quarters and we got to go back and forth. And
did you notice what was different about Rudy's jersey versus everyone else's?
He didn't have his last name on it.
Yeah, which I guess one of the points of that is it made him stand out from the other players. Besides being so short,
so small,
everyone, and this it really happened in real life. He didn't have his name on the back jersey, so everyone could see him very easily.
Yeah, well, he was out there.
Yeah. And I love the moments where you see Rudy and he's just looking around, just taking it all in.
And we cut to D-Bob, who had left to go to Miami with a gal that Rudy actually helped. Well, kind of.
It was that blonde girl.
Yeah, it was the blonde girl, yeah. But he comes back and he's all fancy pants.
Cigar.
And Rudy's parents are there and his brothers, and they get to see him. And this is where the real Rudy is. He's sitting behind Ned Beatty to his left, I think.
Yeah. And Fortune comes down the little corridor.
Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that.
The whole majesty of presenting the stadium to us through the eyes of Dad. And he says, this is the most beautiful sight these eyes have ever seen. And I'm thinking to myself, Dad, you need to get a little bit of a life here.
Well,
I said, what a dick.
I thought the same thing.
You're going to say that even over your wife?
No shit.
The wife is right next to him. He says, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you are... Okay, you're a little mental.
Yeah, I chuckled when that happened because that's exactly what I thought. That's funny.
One interesting thing I thought the director did with the film technique here is they shot all the footage from the sidelines to try to make it feel like it was a broadcast game, like you were actually watching it happen from the sidelines. I thought that was kind of an interesting way to do it. Instead of being on the field, he shot it from the side.
Yeah. Back in 93, that was... a different technique. Now, when you watch sports movies, they film it like it's broadcast because that's how people want to watch it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so coming up to the fourth quarter, Notre Dame's winning, and coach, what a dick, looks at all the other coaches and says, all the seniors. And Coach Joe's like, and Rudy? And he's like, no, absolutely not.
God,
but
What the fuck?
the other thing too is right now, Notre Dame has the ball. They're playing offense. So Rudy is a defensive player. He's not going to get into the game, and the coach orders them to, do some play.
It's called victory formation. Do you know what that is?
That's where they get into a formation that's called victory.
Professor, do you know what the victory formation is?
Victory formation is where you just run out the clock.
How?
You run out the clock by intentionally downing it.
By taking a knee. That's what they do.
Oh, I knew that.
They kneel down. But there's a player who says, guys, if we want Rudy to get in, or no. As they have the ball, one of the players starts going, Rudy, Rudy. And it keeps building and building and building, and it goes throughout the entire stadium.
I thought that was I thought that was the same player that's been sticking up for him the whole game that started the chant.
It is.
Okay.
It is. And I like Rudy's expressions. Like, you kind of look on his face is like, are they really saying my name? Oh, come on, guys. You don't have to do that. I'm just happy to be here, right? I'm just happy to be nominated. And the offense and the Notre Dame offense is on the field, and it's Vince Vaughn who says,
we got to score a touchdown,
or Rudy can't play, right? And so they're supposed to go into victory formation. They don't. And I always love the movies where the players don't do the play that the coaches call. And on the sideline, he's all, what the hell is that? Right?
What the hell is he doing?
I love those moments.
Who called that play?
Exactly. But they score, and Georgia Tech gets the ball back. And by now, the entire stadium.
Did you catch what the score was at this point?
23-7?
24-3.
24-3. And now, the entire stadium, Rudy, right? And a coach is like, oh, fuck it. Send him in. And they're like, go, 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 go. And tears strolling all down my face. And he lines up. And I remember the first time watching this. I think I may have seen it in theater. Anyways, I remember the first time watching this going, oh, that'd be so cool if he got a sack, but he's so small, right?
Well, he's in for the first play, which is the kickoff.
Right.
And then he gets the second play, which you say he should have been penalized.
Well, yeah, I now find out that, he was kind of in the neutral zone. If you look at the real video, even the Sean Astin one, Rudy was in the neutral zone. So I don't know if that...
He was a little offsides?
It was a little offsides.
But he got the sack.
And I guess in real life, it was him and another guy who got the sack. So he really gets half a sack.
Yeah. He was actually in real life, he was in for 3 plays, but I don't think that really matters.
Yeah. And so he gets the sack. Don's crying like a baby. And then they carry him off the field. Don's continuing to crying like a baby. And we get a little epilogue saying that Rudy graduated. His brothers went to school and graduated.
The only player ever carried off the field.
Now, do you want to know the story behind that one?
Sure, fire away.
He was carried off the field, and he is the only one ever to be carried off the field. But really, it was only 3 players that carried him off the field. And they were known as the pranksters on the team. They lifted him up and carried him off kind of as a joke. It really wasn't to honor him or anything. They were just having fun with him. They loved him. They liked him. They were doing it for fun. But it was kind of a joke thing carrying him off the field.
I like the movie version.
I do too. I think they did it better there.
And that was Rudy.
Do you know what he went on to do?
Coach.
No.
Steel mill.
No.
Stripper.
No.
Pimp.
No.
Gangster.
No.
Drugs?
He went on to become a motivational speaker.
Oh, totally tracks.
Yeah, he is. He does speeches, motivational speaker. He is on Cameo. You can actually get him to do a message for you. He's done, as he says on Cameo, he did a message for a past president as well, a motivational speech. You can get him for $199 if you want.
There you go. All right, what do you guys think? You guys ready to rate this flick?
I'm ready to rate this flick. How about you, John? Are you ready to rate this flick?
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play throw.
Hey, Professor, how do we do our ratings?
We do our ratings on a scale of 1 to 5 fucks. 5 fucks is a movie that we think is cinematic gold. A 1 fuck movie is where you get done watching it and you're thinking, I'm never watching that again.
And what's a zero?
A zero fuck movie is where you get done watching it, you turn to your buddy and you're like, oh, for shit's sake, what the hell? Why would you make me watch that? I want 1 hour and 54 minutes of my life back.
Or in other words, we just don't give a fuck. I picked this out of the Bronco helmet, which means I will go first. I think Rudy is up there with one of the all-time great sports films. It's super inspirational. I love the score. I love the cast. The only issue, if you will, that I have with it is that it takes an hour to get going. The first hour can be kind of hard to get through. Rudy kind of comes off as needy and annoying, but I'm still rooting for him. And the payoff with the last hour when he gets to Notre Dame, not only as a student, as a player, is so inspirational. And, you know, outside of the comic book guy here, I challenge anybody to watch it and not tear up. But that's just my own thing. Is it perfect? No. Is it my favorite sports movie of all time? No. Is it a beloved classic? I think so. That's why Rudy gets 4.25 fucks from this guy.
Right on.
Would you like to go next, or would you like me to go next?
Rock, paper, scissors, best of 11.
Okay, I'll go next. But before I do, Don, what will my rating be?
You are going to give Rudy 3.75 fucks.
Is that your final answer?
3.5 fucks.
Is that your final answer?
3.5 fucks.
Okay.
No, 3.75. Final.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Rudy is a powerful and motivational story about perseverance, hard work, and the relentless pursuit of one's dream. Sean Astin delivers a heartfelt performance, perfectly capturing Rudy's determination and vulnerability. The cinematography stands out well, especially during the football sequences. The dialogue is inspiring and keeps the emotional core of the story alive. That said, some moments did feel too good to be true, and several scenes were heavily dramatized for Hollywood effect. While those exaggerations affected my rating a bit, the heart of Rudy's story, his real-life grit and triumphs, remains genuinely inspiring. In the end, Rudy earns a 2 for filmmaking and a 2 for content. A solid, uplifting film that celebrates the power and perseverance, even if it occasionally leans on myth more than the man. So for those reasons, I'm giving Rudy 4 out of 5 fucks.
4 fucks from the comic book guy. All right, you're up there, Professor.
Rudy is a very heartfelt movie, and it is largely, as I was saying earlier, due to Jerry Goldsmith and Sean Astin as well, because these two things, you know, they really work cohesively together through this storytelling. I think that the football montages are fun to watch, and it is a little long, but I think that, you know, having the tenderness that the story is told, it's very heartwarming, and it is certainly so rewarding to have these, you know, emotional cues that give us the satisfaction, those yes moments throughout the movie. And, you know, having it be a football movie, I think that adds to it that much more, that it's like a good American story told. And I think that having the movie, you know, end on this high note is very, very rewarding. However, the first time that I saw it and the movie ends, it's like, wait, what? That's it? I mean, so all of this builds to he plays for a couple of plays in one game, and that's it? It's like, huh. So this time around, this is, you know, I've seen the movie several times. So this time around, I didn't mind that at all. But I remember thinking that was a little disappointing to have the movie end the way that it did, where it's just one game where he gets a couple of plays and that's it. Oh, okay. All right. But in the end, I think that it is a good watch, and I've been going back and forth. even as we were approaching, the reviewing of this. And ultimately, I think I'm going to give the movie 4 fucks.
4 fucks from the professor. With 4 fucks from the comic book guy and the professor, and 4.25 fucks from me, that gives Rudy an average of 4.1 fucks, which now puts it in the 12th spot with Clerks 3, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, Big Fish, The Fifth Element, Violent Night, Spider-Man No Way Home, Meet the Parents, and The Sandlot. It is slightly better than Sinners, The 33, Clerks 2, Zombieland, Dodgeball, The Thing, Edge of Tomorrow, Batman, Tombstone, V for Vendetta, The Iron Giant, and Jojo Rabbit. And it is slightly worse than Casino Royale, Thor, Love and Thunder, Top Gun Maverick, The Breakfast Club, The Big Lebowski, and Scream. So there you have it.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, all those kind of sort of feel comfortable together.
Yeah. I was looking at our list and our first 10 movies, bangers. All right, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Three Guys in a Flick. If you would like to know which movie we're going to be reviewing next, please check out the website. Speaking of which, hey, John, where can they find us?
They can always find us at www.threeguysinaflick.com, where we go ahead and post all of our show notes. You can find all of our podcasts there, as well as you have a web form there that you can submit a movie to go into the Bronco helmet to have us review down the road. You can also find us at all of social media, where on Tuesdays, I post a movie that we will be releasing on that following Thursday. You can also find us at everywhere that hosts podcasts. And while you're listening to us, give us a like, subscribe, and if you want, you can leave a comment. And in the comments, you can put a movie you'd like us to review.
Speaking of comments, do we have a comment of the week, John?
We do. In fact, it is from one of our big fans, Superman Tanker.
My man.
He says, in regards to La La Land, 3 guys, thank you for this episode. While not a musical fan, I was interested in your review based on the popularity of this movie at the time. I think based on the pod that I have been correct in not watching it. I will recommend it to the wifey for when I am not around. Movie rating, 1 out of 5. Now, how can he give a rating if he hasn't seen the movie?
Hey,
on our
don't
review.
You question my man. Superman Tanker, thank you so much for listening as always, and thank you for your participation in the ratings. Let the wife watch it and see what she says. I love it. I just want to thank Tatiana again for throwing this into the Bronco helmet. We had a lot of fun recording it. We hope you have a lot of fun listening to it.
And Tatiana, thank you also for further proving to the point that John really doesn't have a heart if he's not tearing up for this.
Yeah.
Wasn't she also the one that put in Say Anything?
Yeah. Yes, she was.
And I seem to recall I loved that movie.
Yeah, you did. I also want to thank anybody who listens and who has suggested a movie. If you keep listening, we'll keep recording. For 3 Guys in a Flick, I'm Don.
I'm John.
And I'm Ken. Thanks for listening.
Rudy, Rudy,
Rudy, Rudy, Rudy.
My name is Ken. Why are you saying Rudy? My name it's Ken.
Rudy.
It's Ken. What the heck?
3 guys with some mics, yeah, dive into the flicks. We're here for the real talk, no time for the tricks. Don as the captain, steering us right. Kid drops now to shedding light. John with the comics, bringing the hype. From the good, the bad, to the absurd, we break it down, make sure you heard. Passion for the screen, we ride or die about movies. You know we always give a fuck, no lie.
The sidelines at Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Sorry.
You're really cooking my grits, coach. What the fuck are you eating?
French fry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is slut okay? I just can't say the effing slut? Okay.
They seem to be in a lot of those high school kind of college movies, the slow claps.
Name one.
They make fun of it in the parody movies. I can't remember which one, but there's a parody.
That is such a
one.
broad statement.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of like that. That's good. All right. What do you got?
Nothing.
I've got 4.
Okay.
Maybe 5.
I'm going to go first.
You go first.
Pootie.
Not bad. I had Randy.
Oh, not like Randy, the name Randy?
Well, it's like you're feeling Randy.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
I got one.
I have a brother-in-law named Randy. So
Oh, there you go. Horny.
Raunchy. 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 Raunchy.
Pussy.
Raw doggy.
Oh, I kind of like that too. It's a little bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also had Tushy, but
Oh, that's not bad. Tushy. Tushy. Tushy.
I got one better.
Oh, fuck. Lay it on me.
All right, do you have any more?
Nope.
Professor, do you got one?
How about Rudy? Back to the locker room.
Back door.
My final one?
Yeah.
Booty.
Oh, right there in front of our face.
Booty.
Booty. Booty. Booty. Booty. Booty. Fucking nerds. All right. May all of your days and nights be filled with happiness. All right. Fuck up. Good night.
So tune in, feel the thrill, catch the vibe. As three guys in a flake, keep the passion alive. Fuck that night.